The film opens inside the ShoppersStop store. We see a middle-aged couple waiting outside the trial room. They are looking at the trial room and waiting in anticipation. The trial room door opens and out comes a young woman of about 21. She looks awkward in the completely formal attire she is wearing. The girl looks unsure of the tattoos on her neck that's still left uncovered. The man goes up to her and adjusts the collar in such a way that the tattoos are no longer seen. He takes a step back and looks at his daughter with pride. We hear a voiceover which says, "Daddy's little girl meets the woman." And then we see another couple in their early 30s in the women's apparel section. The wife is holding out kurtas for the husband to see. She even holds one against her body as she looks at him expectantly. Her husband shakes his head and expresses his disapproval. He then looks at her, smiles, and picks up a short denim skirt from a shelf and holds it out to her. This makes her blush and she takes it from his hand. We hear the voiceover which says, "The husband meets his girlfriend." We then move on to the next story where we see an array of dupattas on display. We see a pair of wrinkly old hands go over the dupattas and pick a beautiful pink one up. It is then revealed that it is an old woman who picked up the dupatta as we see her holding it with gleaming eyes. We see her draping it on a young woman standing next to a young man, assumedly her son. As we see from the old woman's point of view, we realize that the young woman is actually a foreigner. We hear the voiceover which says, "A culture meets another culture." In the next sequence, we see two teenage girls, both dressed fashionably in the store. They are chatting and their eyes dart to a pretty black dress on display. They exchange a quick glance and rush towards it, but one of them beats the other to it. The other one then asks the salesperson for another piece. The salesperson shrugs and mumbles, "Sorry," as it is the last piece in the store. The one who doesn't get the dress is slightly dejected. Her friend taps her on the shoulder. She looks up to see the friend holding a mobile phone. On the screen, we see the ShoppersStop app on which the same dress is available. The dejected friend breaks into a smile and they hug each other. We hear the voiceover which says, "Friends meet their soulmates." And then we see a young couple walking amidst the aisles at ShoppersStop. Suddenly, the woman stops at the baby wear section. The husband, who has walked a little ahead, turns back to look for his wife. The wife picks up a baby frock and holds it out for him to see. There is an unspoken conversation as they both smile at each other. The voiceover goes, "A husband and wife meet the father and mother." In the last story, we see a bunch of friends shopping together at ShoppersStop. A tomboyish girl picks up a churidar kurta. Her friends are stunned by the unlikely act. Amused, they push her to the trial room immediately. When she steps out of the trial room looking stunningly gorgeous, they all hug her. The girl turns around to see her reflection in the mirror and looks at her reflection, fascinated. We hear the voiceover which says, "And sometimes, in those very aisles, you meet a whole new you." Finally, we see shots of all these people leaving the store happily. Some are leaving with their ShoppersStop bags having paid, some are paying at the cash counter, while some others are taking selfies. We hear the voiceover for the final time which says, "A new side to your loved ones and life." Just one of the many things you find in ShoppersStop. ShoppersStop. Start something new.